A recession is defined as a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced, generally identified by a fall in GDP in 2 successive quarters. To refresh your memory, GDP stands for Gross Domestic Product, which is a monetary measure of the market value of all final goods and services produced in a specific time period. The Great Recession started with the Community Reinvestment Act of 1977, which was designed to make it easier for low-income families to get mortgages, but due to a long string of misguided amendments, revisions, and related legislation over the next 25 years, the CRA left the tracks and good intentions turned into idiotic mandates. The Community Reinvestment Act symbolized the first piece of bread.
Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are represented by the creamy peanut butter. One by one, checks and balances intended to ensure that lenders didn't write bad loans were removed, and by 2002, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, the HUD, required government agency Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to dedicate 50% of its funds back to affordable housing.
The grape jelly stood for the men supporting subprime loans and keeping interest rates down. Fed Chairman Alan Greenspan and then Treasury Secretary Robert Rubin kept interest rates down and supported subprime loans, which was an important catalyst for the start of the Great Recession. The CDOs represented the second piece of bread.
The idea of the mortgage-backed securities represented the crunchy peanut butter.
The bankers found a way of getting all those risky loans off their balance sheets by packaging and selling them to investors and institutions all over the world as CDOs, or a collateralized debt obligation, which is an investment that is based on a number of assets such as mortgages and other debts. The Blackberry Jam represented the subprime mortgages. The ratings agencies were lying about the subprime mortgages, which are home loans given to people with bad credit. These loans have higher interest rates and closing costs. During this recession, anyone was being approved for a subprime mortgage. The credit rating agencies were represented by the caramel and hot chip dust. The credit rating agencies were lying about the contents of these subprime mortgages. They contained bad things but were still being given AAA ratings when they weren't truly AAA loans or mortgages. As a result of the decline in the housing market and the financial crisis during this time, many people were unable to make mortgage payments and ended up losing their homes to foreclosure. This is represented by the sandwich being thrown out.
The meaning behind the Great Recession and our sandwich making skills is you shouldn't judge a book by its cover because not everything is as good as it seems and it could actually get you into a whole heap of trouble.